Hey, hello, and how are you, everybody? Happy Sunday night. Happy soon-to-be Victory Monday for Bills Mafia. The Bills getting back off the bye week, going in, winning 40-9, a dominating win over the Carolina Panthers. Listen, we got to start with James Cook, right? I mean, what an absolute feast of a day for James Cook. This offense, we've said it so many times, whether it's me or Matt or Brother Bill on the podcast, this offense is so much better when James Cook is involved the way he was. He also was just getting anything and everything he asked for tonight. It really was an under 20 carry workload. I'm looking at the box score right now. 19 carries, 2 touchdowns, 216 yards. So you really didn't even have to put him in that big workhorse role. He just kind of got everything that he needed to get tonight and then some. The Bills offense just paced by him. The passing game, however, that was a little bit questionable. I'll get into that in just a little bit too. And of course, the defense with a really good bounce back performance. I thought over the past, let's say, month or so, going back to like the Saints game, I thought there was a lot of inefficiencies and inconsistencies on the Bills defense. It felt like a lot of those were alleviated today. It's not perfect by any means, but the pass rush was a little bit better. The run game was significantly better against a guy like Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard. You don't know what you're going to get with that dynamic running back duo. I thought the Bills defensive front did a really, really good job there too. So diving into the specifics, James Cook, obviously just going back to him, the Bills have got to keep finding ways to get him more involved in this offense. You're still seeing a lot of times like the three-headed back of Ty and Ray was a little bit more involved today, especially later when James was out and the Bills had this game in hand. I want to see James Cook on the field more. Like, we go back to the discussion when Kyren Williams signed that contract in the offseason and it set the number maybe for what James Cook was going to get. And everybody looked at like the snap count comparison between Kyren Williams and James Cook. I want James Cook to get closer to Kyren Williams' numbers. He just makes this offense move. He's so dynamic. He was the best offensive player out there today. And going into this game, really going into any game, he's the second best offensive player, only behind Josh Allen. He's probably the second best player on this team, just behind Josh Allen. Whatever you have to do if you're Joe Brady to continually find a way to get him involved, do it, because this team is better with him there too. Let's talk about the defense. Like I said, I was really, really impressed with the run game on the defensive side of the ball. I thought in both sides, really, this goes back to James' point too. I should mention the offensive line had a really good day today. Defensive line right there too. So the Bills win in the trenches. Michael Hoyt was kind of my standout just from like the spark he created. The late fumble that Deion Walker recovered was just kind of one of those things where you're like, wow, this guy really could provide so much, not just a spark, but versatility on either side of, or wherever you're going to put him, right? Whether it's interior or out to the defensive end position, or even slide him back, play a little bit of linebacker. Michael Hoyt, I'm really excited to watch like what you're going to be able to see and get out of him. That will be somebody that I think makes this Bills defense that much better. Maxwell Hairston, a very minimal day. I'm sure it was a snap count kind of day for him, but McDermott said he looked good. I thought he flashed. He looked fast in some of the reps that we got to see from him. So he was pretty limited, but overall, I think a good sign moving forward for the rookie cornerback there too. In my head here, 7 sacks in total on Andy Dalton. 3 takeaways. The Greg Rousseau strip sack was just a strip tackle, actually, because I think Dalton was ahead of the line of scrimmage. But that was just fantastic. Great stuff there from Rousseau to get a late or an early turnover late in the drive where the Panthers were driving, and you thought maybe they were going to punch it in and kind of keep this game close, but keeps points off the board there too. Jordan Hancock also on that drive, a massive play. He had I should say game-saving, but a touchdown-saving tackle on Rico Dowdle that allowed Greg Rousseau a couple plays later to go and get that huge takeaway. So complimentary on both sides of the ball. Defense with a really, really strong day there too. AJ Epenesa's interception, I thought, was also another standout play. Just sheer athleticism from AJ. That kind of stuff, I think we saw it maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago when they were playing the Commanders and Sam Howell was the quarterback. Very similar kind of play. Those are the kind of things that you like to see AJ Epinesa get more involved with. So defensively, that was kind of my big takeaways there too, is that just an overall 180 performance based off the last 2 or 3 games we've seen from that unit. It was against Andy Dalton and it was against the Carolina Panthers. But the Panthers team was good. And I know it wasn't Bryce Young, and Andy Dalton definitely did not look as sharp as today, but a win is a win, and it's very hard to do in the NFL. So you go and take it any way you can. Moving forward, my last thought, great momentum. You come off the bye week. Sean McDermott now becomes 9-0 off the bye. Josh Allen is 8-0 off the bye week in their time together. McDermott obviously with one more year in Buffalo than Josh, but very good sign moving forward because a big test comes up here. The Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday, 4:25 at Highmark Stadium. That one is just, I'm sure it's going to be another instant classic, regular season spectacle between these two teams. But the Bills have things to figure out too. You know, my biggest criticism again was the passing game. First half, where was it? It was non-existent. I tweeted the video of Fort Miners, where'd you go, the beginning, because that's truly how I felt about the Bills passing game. So going into that, that's my biggest concern and point of emphasis for the Bills is how are they going to get that fixed? The Chiefs are not a team like we saw with the Panthers where you can take away one facet. Like the Bills defense took away the run game from Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard. They basically said, hey, we're going to make Andy Dalton go beat us in the pass game. You cannot do that against Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. It goes without saying. I know, the sky is blue and roses are red, right? I get it, but that can't happen. So they have to figure this part of it out too, because if the Chiefs just come in with a game plan to stop James Cook, they might look at this, go, hey, let's go see if Josh Allen can beat us. I don't think they're going to because they know Josh Allen can. But if they're also banking on the fact that, we like our guys in coverage against these Bills receivers that aren't creating separation, you could see a little bit of that. All to be determined as we get ready for that one too. Big injury was Ed Oliver. I think that is going to be substantially weighed on the fact of what Brandon Beane decides to do at the trade deadline. I really thought this team was going to go after a receiver, but without Ed Oliver and without knowing what that next step is, Daquan Jones is still week to week. You don't know if he's going to the IR. He might not be, but again, a lot of questions. Defensive line on the interior. Beane might have to go address that as compared to maybe going addressing the offense with those passing game concerns. Trade deadline November 4th, so we'll see what this team does there. But there are some questions, and there are still some concerns coming out of this. But again, a 40-9 win, 31-point victory. It's their most lopsided margin of victory all year. So you take it, you move on. 5-2, still second in the division behind the Patriots. The Jets get their first win, but they're sitting in fourth at 1-7. Dolphins win, they're 2-6. So that's how the Bills roll into Kansas City week. So we'll check back with you guys next time. See ya.